Hello and welcome back. Episode 14 of your own High Point podcast. I'm your host at Rick Hyde Jr., joined, of course, by my lovely host at JW Tynes. Jacob, how are you?
Man, I'm doing great. The dream was good while it lasted. My Cowboys' little 3-game winning streak came to a skid against a clearly better team, but you know what? I'm still having fun because the Eagles had a historically humiliating game. We'll talk about that, but
Yes.
yeah, having
James
fun.
P.
Having fun.
Sullivan. James P. Sullivan sacking Jalen Hurts. It's amazing. It really was. Yeah, we can jump into those here in a second. Today, our main topic is going to be who's on the hot seat. You know, we'll cover those that are truly on the hot seat for us. Maybe, ones that have a little bit of personal bias to us, and then of course ones that we think are completely cold. They're going to stay there a long time. They're going to be completely fine. No issues to worry about whatsoever. I think we have like 13 people lined up and that we'll run through. That'll be really fun. And then we have, of course, our tip drill where we'll get into some games. We'll do a draft, and that'll be everything until we get into our picks. Yeah, let's jump into the warm-up notes. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right, man. Start off with Thursday Night Football. Your own Dallas Cowboys playing the Detroit Lions. It was in Detroit, right?
Yes. Dude, Jahmyr Gibbs is probably the best. It's like him or Devon Achane or Jonathan Taylor. One of those three is the best running back in the league. He's probably going to be the best running back in the league for the next couple of years, if I had to guess. But man, that guy's impressive.
Yeah, for me, I think he is in terms of being a dual threat back. He's better in terms of catching than the other two. But yeah, it's a very even race. They're all really phenomenal backs. Yeah, watching this game, I kind of think the Cowboys are done for in terms of playoff, but I think they can just go out and play spoiler now. I think they could just go have some fun and mess up some other people's seasons.
Yeah, like I think I was saying last episode or episode before last, talked about being that spoiler, ruining other teams' chances. Our playoff hopes are still alive. It's very slim, thanks to Philadelphia just not wanting to win the NFC East. But, I'd almost prefer it if our playoffs chances were eliminated just so I can be in the moment and purely enjoying this. I've said it many times. I'm under no false illusions that this team is playoff worthy. So I don't ever think that's going to happen. If we do, it'll be just complete luck. But I'm still having fun with the season. So if this were like the Jason Garrett years, I don't know.
Oh, you're in hell.
Like, I feel like despite the 3-game win streak, I would be looking at this as just another failure of a season, but I don't view it that way. We've had the breakout with George Pickens. We've had development on the defensive side of the ball with some key acquisitions that are exciting with Kenny Clark, with Queen and Williams. So I'm excited for the future of the team. I think Brian Schottenheimer's proved that he's a worthy head coach and the players want to play for him. So I'm really excited about next season. For now, let's just continue to try and stay as injury-free as possible. And we'll see where it takes us, because Dak has shown he's not ready to hang it up yet. I think he's far from that. I would consider him a top 3 quarterback in the league right now. Despite the stat line from this game, both the picks were not his fault. I just think there's a lot of good here. Despite the 6-1 record, which is a very Jason Garrett-esque record. And that won't be the last time I reference Jason Garrett on this episode. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
But no, overall, I'm feeling good about the Cowboys. The Lions are just a better team, man. They found their groove. I was saying earlier on in the season, our defense is historically bad. We haven't been that bad, but this is still a team that other teams are going to get right playing against. We've got a softie. So it is what it is. It'll get better, but the Lions are exciting. And like I said, man, watching Jahmyr Gibbs is that's a treat. So,
but yeah,
what did you think?
I think the biggest issue here, Detroit was getting to Dak a little bit more than I was comfortable with. I think they had 4 or 5 sacks. And part of that is that they have decent secondary. So Dak just not being able to find guys in time. Even with that being said, he still, you had, was it Turpin that had a good game? It was one of their like 3rd or 4th string guys, but Flanoy, yes, thank you.
9 passes for 115 and a touchdown.
Yeah, he did really well. Obviously, CD did really well, but Pickens had a down game, which I think, is that 2 in a row that he's had like
Yeah, man.
less
Where's
than his
your
average?
why aren't you banging the drum about Pickens versus CD Lamb now? I mean, as soon as
No,
CD
yeah.
Lamb goes out of the game with the concussion or whatever, Pickens just disappears. So that kind of
Yeah.
proves the point I was talking about, that he's
Yeah,
better because of CD. But
honestly, yeah. I think I think Pickens, the reason why he had been so good really was because, whoever their main coverage guy was, whoever their best cornerback was, they're sticking him on CD. And that leaves Pickens to kind of, hit those slant routes, hit little out routes, right? At the on the sideline. Really easy Pickens, right? So I mean, for him is you're getting those dink and dime passes and picking up a 10 yardage. And then of course you hit a really long 40-yarder and hurdle a guy. That's Pickens' game, right? But I mean, I don't think that's long lasting. I think he's in a bit of a slump, but even his slump's not that bad. I think he still had 60 yards or something?
5 for 37.
Oh, for 37. Okay. So a little short of that. I'm looking at it with rose colored glasses, I guess. I do think that was the game changer. I think, and after that, what made it worse, following up his, would you say it's his worst game of the season? I think statistically it would be.
Probably. Yeah, I mean, maybe not based on the number of catches, but yards wise, probably.
Yeah, and he followed that up with some back and forth with Richard Sherman. I don't know if you saw any of that.
I
It's
mean,
just social media talk.
yeah.
I hope he just puts his phone down and just doesn't let it get to his head, because Richard Sherman's gonna talk. That man's gonna talk. He's one of my favorites because of that reason.
I thought it was
But
funny how Richard Sherman said something he was bragging about himself, all the accolades that he had earned in his time in the NFL by the same age that George Pickens is now, and he was like, George Pickens isn't even worthy of a response, and then he proceeds to respond to him in XYZ number. Well, Richard Sherman is he's a talking head to me. He was a phenomenal football player, but I think for me he's like a Stephen A. Smith.
yeah, yeah,
He's definitely smarter than he puts on and stuff, but he just has this facade of bravado and all that stuff that I really don't think is him.
yeah. He's just gonna say some inflammatory shit just to get people
Exactly.
riled up.
Get views.
Which again, I don't mind. I'm okay with that. I
mean,
for
when is
Pickens'
the
sake,
last time you've seen a headline about Richard Sherman making any sort of big or revelatory remark or anything? Can you
yeah,
tell me
it's
what
all
broadcast he's on?
exactly. It's all just crazy hot takes.
He's on
You
Prime,
know?
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
So
it is what it is. I don't pay attention to that sort of stuff. I did
no,
see Schottenheimer
totally.
talk to him. Wide receivers are going to be divas, and Richard Sherman is always known to be a mouth runner. So it
Yep.
is what it is.
Yeah. Like I said, for the most part, I don't mind it. I hope for George Pickens' sake, he just kind of keeps his head out of
Yeah,
that business.
probably better to just not say anything.
Yeah. Next game, Steelers and Ravens. What a
Oh,
classic. I feel like this is just another one of their games that turns out to be down to the wire, controversial calls, you name it. It's got everything.
yeah,
We'll
dude.
start off with old man Rodgers getting a rushing touchdown. I don't know if you saw that. Had a nice little fake it was like a fake dive. I don't remember who the running back was. And then he just boots out, takes it all the way to the pylon. I was so impressed. I was like, there's no way he's going to do that. And sure enough.
Yeah, for the guy that stands back whenever they do their little tush pushes, and he's
Yeah, yeah.
literally out there on the field, arms crossed.
I'm not dealing with that.
Who would have thought
I'll
that
wait.
guy would run in for a touchdown?
Yeah. But you want to talk about the Isaiah Likely touchdown?
Oh my gosh, man.
Tell
This
me
is
about it.
the single biggest issue with football right now, period. Okay. And I haven't prepared anything for this argument, so this is all completely off the cuff. But if you haven't seen it, Lamar Jackson threw the pass to Isaiah Likely. He caught the pass in the end zone, puts 2 steps down, and before he's able to get his 3rd foot down in the end zone, the ball bobbles, fumble, and he loses possession, basically. The refs overturned the ruling on the field, which is a touchdown, and they have to say there's conclusive evidence for that, right? But the problem is there's this big gray area of what the referees consider to be a football move.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, obviously, I'm a Cowboys fan. I love Des
You've dealt
Bryant.
with this enough.
It
Yeah.
was a catch. I've dealt with this plenty. I feel like the rules need to be a little bit different when it comes to the end zone. Okay. Because to me, what's different between what happened with Isaiah Likely versus any running back on, let's say, a 1 yard, running play, and they're running through the goal line and they've already established possession of the ball.
Yep, broken the plane.
But what's the difference? Like, why does the receiver then need to make the football move after he's possessed the ball in the end zone? That doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand why the referees feel that there needs to be this innocuous football move whenever a player has possession in the end zone. It seems obvious to me. This just feels like a bastardization of the way the game's been played now for over a decade.
Yeah, so
I don't know where we go from here, because this was egregious to me.
yeah, so on one hand, I understand. I don't understand it. I'm trying to look at it through their view of, like, getting the 2 feet down, ensuring the ball's secure, and making a football move, whatever that means, right? But I'm thinking, okay, you take that exact same catch, right? Move it to the sideline. He gets 2 feet down, goes out of bounds, and then it gets popped out. They're calling that a touchdown, right? It doesn't make any damn sense. Oh, because he was in the middle of the field, it has an appearance of catching and then fumbling, or not completing the catch, so therefore it's an incomplete catch. It didn't make any damn sense to me.
It doesn't make sense to me now.
I don't know if they came out. You know how they'll come out and say, "Hey, we got these plays wrong," or is it just the
Yeah.
NBA that does that?
I know the NBA does that. I don't know that the NFL does it as frequently. There's not like an after game report.
Right. And as it is, the NBA only does it for like the last 5 minutes of a game or 2 minutes of
Yeah.
a game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if they ever came out and just addressed it, that'd be great, because there needs to be more clarity around that. I think it's stupid at this point.
So looking at
yeah.
this article about it, it says NFL Vice President of Instant Replay, Mark Butterworth says there's three things here. He says the receiver controlled the ball in the air, had his right foot down, then his left foot down. Control is the first aspect of the catch. The second aspect is 2 feet or a body part in bounds, which he did have. Then the third step is an act common to the game, and before he could get the third foot down, the ball was ripped out. But I would argue even attempting to take that third step into the end zone is an act common to the game. And if you've got possession at that point, it doesn't matter whether the foot lands or not. If you've got possession in the end zone and you attempt to make that move, whether it's a partial or full move, if it's in the end zone and a player has possession, that is a touchdown. It's the entire premise on the ball breaking the plane. You don't have to get your foot down when a running back is running and diving to the end zone and breaking the plane with the football. As long as he's got possession, that's all that matters.
Exactly.
And they need to come up with better, less ambiguous rules about this, because this is going to be like, imagine this happening in the Super Bowl, man. This would be like an embarrassment
forever
on the national stage for the league. And
Yeah.
it's unacceptable. I mean, I'll get off my soapbox now, because I'm sure somebody that knows the game better than I am is probably out there calling me an idiot. But this just, it doesn't go with the spirit of football, in my opinion.
No, and there gets to a point where we're reviewing everything to the nth degree that it kind of takes the joy out of the game. I've seen this happen where, like in the NBA, where player is going out of bounds, or the ball's going out of bounds, and one player smacks the ball out of that person's hand, but it
Because they
barely
didn't
kind of
touch the ball.
exactly, but it
Right.
barely grazes the fingertips of the person who originally had possession, and it's out on them. And I'm like, okay, I get that to an extent, like when we're looking at the minutia of going frame by frame, seeing who touched it last. But I'm like, he knocked the ball out of his hands and it went out of bounds, So it takes fun out of the game to consistently, review and review and review. I understand it's a necessary evil, so we can have the correct call. But it's things like this where there is not defined terms on what the hell a football move is, which we've been saying for a decade now. Yeah, that's frustrating as hell.
I mean, this is one of those things that I think they'll change after this season, and they'll look back on it and say, yeah, that should have been a catch. The Ravens should have won that game. X,
Yeah.
Y, Z, whatever. But it just makes me angry. And the fact that it was ruled a touchdown initially and then overturned.
See, that's the part
That bugs me even more, man.
Yeah, I agree.
that makes me start thinking, okay, there's betting money involved in this. There's bad actors, etc. And you have to
Yeah.
worry about those things in these day and age.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
every other commercial that you see on NFL is brought to you by DraftKings and FanDuel and all this, it's
Hey, DraftKings, FanDuel. I know what he said. If you ever want to sponsor us in the future, we'll take your money. It's cool. Like,
I'll run.
moving on, we'll go to Tennessee, Cleveland. Battle at the bottom for this one. Personally, as you know, big Shador Sanders fan over here. Love to see him lighting up the stat sheet. He had his touchdown to Njoku specifically. Just really nice touch.
Pretty.
I really liked that. Also, I want to give credit to your guy as well. Cam Ward did not light up the stat sheet, but I see the vision.
But yeah,
He
didn't need
such
to, man. Tony Pollard was doing his thing.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, he still had some that were same thing, knowing how to look off the safety on defense, have really nice touch to Io Manor. Yeah, man, he's gonna be good too.
He didn't give up a ton of sacks. That was probably the
that's probably the
keystone of this
biggest.
game for him. He did throw a pick and took one sack for 9 yards, but other than that, it was a very clean game from Tennessee overall.
Yeah, I will say I do at this point feel really bad for Myles Garrett, and he's probably never going to truly compete because the Browns are the Browns. But, hopefully he'll get like a statue as a consolation prize outside of their stadium.
He'll have the
he's
NFL record
amazing.
for sacks as a consolation, and his name will go down in history. And
because he's amazing.
They've paid him a boatload of money. I don't think at the end of the day he's going to be too sad about it.
Trust me, I won't be sad for a millionaire. But I'm just the idea of knowing how good he is and knowing that we'll never see that in the playoffs, probably, right?
We'll
never
be
see it
talking
in
about
Super
him
Bowl.
like 10, 20 years from now as one of the best players that never won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but like at least Charles Barkley got to a finals, right? He lost, but he got there.
True.
So it's like this man never even sniffed the playoffs.
Not his fault.
No. Saints upset the Bucks. I don't have a lot to say here outside of this Saints team not being a good Saints team. So that looked really bad on the Bucks.
No, yeah. I mean, the Bucks are in a bad way right now, man. I think Baker's magic from earlier this season is kind of worn off a little bit. And I don't know if that's necessarily because he has been playing any worse than he was before. I'm sure that's the case to an extent. But I also think it's the defenses in general that he's been playing against realize, hey, this is their game plan. They're not able to do much more besides this. Yeah, that's a confusing.
What frustrates me for them is like, okay, they're back to the point of almost having all their guys healthy. I think Mike Evans is actually set to come back next week or the week after. Yet, for some reason, it's like their mojo just seems off, and I don't know what it is. Ibuka, who we were like, oh yeah, rookie of the year, easy. Like this isn't even close. And now it's like him and Tet are kind of neck and neck where I'm like, hey, maybe we need to, revisit this conversation, right? So in the kind of, the margins of this game, shout out to Tyler Shuck. Didn't think he was going to be good at all. And he ends up, having a really nice run actually for like 34 yards on a touchdown. I had another touchdown where, just right at the pylon, running through guys. And I like to see that in a quarterback. Not a lot of it because I want my quarterbacks to stay safe, but just enough to where I'm like, okay, I see it. I see the grit, the tenacity. I could see him like a C+ version of Josh Allen looks like, like
give that to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
I think I have to retract my statements from earlier this season about Tyler Shuck. I didn't know much about the guy, but he looked good. What I saw, what I've seen from him in the past couple of weeks, I think the Saints may have something here. So,
yeah, I mean, hey, look, dude was rookie. They were starting Spencer Rattler, right?
Yeah, Spencer Rattler is not the answer. Okay,
no,
I can tell you.
We knew from the beginning of this season this team was going to be dog shit, and they have been. Shout out to them. I think they have a plan, but clearly
I'm not sure.
I'm hoping that I haven't looked at it, but like maybe they're trying to build up some draft capital. Maybe they're trying to move some pieces around, get some. I know they have a ton of dead cap, which is
they probably should have moved Chris Olave if they really wanted to hard reset this thing.
Who would they throw to?
Half measures. What's up?
I mean, look, I guess it doesn't matter because they're trying to tank the season away anyways.
Exactly. It doesn't matter.
But if they didn't have Chris Olave, they wouldn't be able to throw to anybody. They'd throw into Juwan Johnson. The tight
I
end?
mean, they have been.
Yeah, I
Kamara's
mean,
been injured. No,
yeah,
I mean, I just, if you're resetting your franchise, then do it 100%, no half measures. And I know there were teams interested in Chris Olave. Now, whether or not they wanted to give up enough for the Saints to make it worth their while is another question that I don't know the answer to. But I don't see the vision with the Saints team right now, but that doesn't mean there isn't one. I think Tyler Shuck may be one of the good things about this team. A lot
yeah,
remains to be seen here, but yeah, just a weird game against the Bucks, and I think the storm kind of had a lot to do with that. They're
yeah,
playing in the rain most of the game, so
yeah. I'm. It's just with the Shuck performance, it's like an exclamation point. Like, okay, I'm noticing now. Like, okay, let's see what you can do. Can you be the
cool
guy?
eyebrow raise.
Yeah,
What are you doing over there,
yeah,
Saints?
exactly. Bengals and Bills. Speaking of weather games, I love a snow game. We've talked about this
Man, it's
before.
so fun.
I was so happy that this one was in my like regional coverage area. I didn't know if we were going to get it. Obviously, Dallas's game on Thursday, Houston playing the Sunday night game. I was like, I don't even know what games were going to be in my area. This was one of them, and I was really happy about it because I got to watch it end to end.
Shootout, man. I was just
Yeah,
back and forth dueling between Burrow and Josh Allen. That was a treat.
hmm it was just electric from end to end. So many big plays, so many exciting plays from Josh Allen, from Joe Burrow. I'm starting to get to the point, and as I think it's still too early, but with Burrow, it's starting to get similar to the Garrett and Brown situation where I feel like he has to put on a Superman cape every single week and then gets absolutely no help. He has to carry this piss poor defense every single week.
Pretty much.
I think he came out today and he said something to the effect of, I need to find the fun in football again. That's not a good sign. You know who else says that? Andrew Luck. Like if I'm Cincinnati, I'm scrambling to find him something that's gonna at least help him win games. Just help him win a little bit of games. Trade away. Look, you have this stable of wide receivers that are really good. Trade your third or fourth guy and go get somebody decent on defense. You know, they don't even have to be great. They have to be like a B minus, you know, because if they can just hold a little bit on the defensive end, I think they can do something. Joe Burrow can do the rest, right? It's literally one of those situations where, the good offense is or what is it? A great offense is a good defense or something. Like I don't care if you score 45, I'm going to go score 46, so I don't care, right? And they can literally play that with Joe Burrow. The downside is, sometimes he doesn't score 46, he'll score 44 and then lose in a really tight shootout. Like
And I
like this one.
imagine that gets to you like on a mental level over time. Like this guy's been injured. He's probably been hurrying, rushing back to come back from injury because he feels like the hopes of his entire fan base, his team are all resting on him because they've been dog shit without him. Yeah, man, it's a failure on the coaching staff. Like we were talking about, we've been talking about all season. They knew what their holes were, and they were pretty much all on the defensive side of the ball last season, and they didn't make any changes. It is what it is, but if I was a Bengals fan, I don't know how I could have faith in this team other than watching the offense. But I don't know. It's different for me as a Cowboys fan because I have no actual hopes for success. But like overall, as a team, the Cowboys are a better team than the Bengals. I'd take them every single day over the Bengals.
Yeah,
It's just
absolutely. Would you take Dak over Joe though?
that's
Get
tough.
out of here. That's not even. No, it's not. Get out
No,
of
it's,
here.
it's honestly tough. Like,
Okay, I do
what's the
think.
scenario here? Are we starting off a fresh franchise? Are we doing prime
Okay,
versus
that's fair.
prime here? Like, there are factors you got to consider because Dak has been lighting it up the past
Okay,
few seasons.
okay. Peak for peak, Burrow's better.
Yes, I think at their peak for sure. But Dak has a much higher floor. If the team around them is a better team, then I'd take Dak. If you've got nobody, then of course you're going to have to take Burrow.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Yeah. So
I may be
Dak
dead
needs.
wrong.
No. Dak needs the pieces. Can kind of put on the Superman cape and do it himself.
To
It
an
ends up
extent.
being an issue for him a lot of the times, obviously. But yeah. I think that's fair. I think right now, fresh franchise. I haven't drafted anybody yet. My overall number one pick is a quarterback. I'm taking Joe Burrow.
Interesting. Not your boy Drake May.
I might. No, not Drake May. Bears Packers, great game. I think this was truly an offense lover's dream game.
Yeah.
So many great play calling from both teams here. You got trickery from the Bears. You have exposing broken coverages by the Packers. I loved it. That was great. That was
Fantastic.
a yeah. If you like offensive play calling, that was a great game to watch. Were you able to catch any of it? Were you able to see any of the
I saw like the first half of it. I didn't get to watch the second half. Forget what I was doing, but I think Green Bay was up 14-3 at that point. So a lot more of the scoring came in the second half, but it ended like I expected it to, like I hoped it would, just to prove my biases that Green Bay is better than Chicago.
I mean, yeah, they were today. I think they play one more, right? They still play one more
again. Yeah, we'll get
Good.
We'll get a rematch. That'll be good.
I think Bears will take I think they'll just split the series.
We'll see.
I think, I mean, it came down to literally the end of the game. Like, he threw a pick in the end zone, right? And it was a decent ball, too. It wasn't like a bad ball. Caleb Williams, by the way. So, I mean, it's like one play could have changed the outcome of the game. So, it's not like, hey, the Packers are heads and tails above the Bears, right? This is still a neck and neck.
But yeah, the Packers didn't beat the pants off them for sure. But I think we go back to good teams win close games against good teams. So I'm excited for the rematch, though. I have to give more credit to the Bears. I haven't been giving them enough. But
no, you haven't.
Yeah, I'm trying to see when their rematch is going to be.
I want to say it's like
week
the last
17 thing.
Yeah, it's got to be 16 or 17.
No. It's 15. So after they play the Broncos this week, Packers will play the Bears again on the 20th of.
Nice. Into the night game. Texans and Chiefs. A lot of positivity for me around the Texans defense. I loved it. Azeez Al-Shaair was phenomenal. Really puffing out his chest, knocking Rashee Rice all around. It was great. I understand that there is a path back into the playoffs with these Chiefs. I don't see it happening though. I think this is like, I may have mentioned this exact analogy on a previous episode, but to me, this is like when the Warriors in 2018 or 2019 sucked. They were so bad.
So the one down
somebody. They kind of drafted and rebuilt a little bit for 1 year, and then came back and won the championship in 2020 or 2019, something like that. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to look it up right now. It doesn't matter that much. The point is they had that one down year and then came back and then continued to be the Warriors. But yeah, I could see that happening with this Chiefs team. I think the biggest thing that they'll have to replace, obviously, it feels like they're just a rotating door of wide receivers every year.
I mean, they got a good thing in with Rashee Rice. He makes plays for sure.
Yeah, I like Rashee Rice.
Kelce has not been making plays. They need a new tight end. Your boy Noah Gray needs to step up because, good Lord, Kelce needs to retire.
I don't even think it needs to be a tight end specifically. It just needs to be another big playmaker.
A catching running back, like a true cow back, not the like 3-man running back group they've been running with Pacheco and Hunt and whoever else, Brashard Smith. Yeah, I think another receiving threat would do a lot for them for sure.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be a tight end. I'm okay if they just go to Noah Gray once Kelce decides to hang it up, and Noah Gray is serviceable. Doesn't have to be great. Doesn't have to be a Kelce, right? Just get a second or third receiver that can make a big play occasionally, right? You don't need a Devontae Smith, but like give me something, right? Give me a Flanoy, right? I mean, I guess they have Xavier Worthy, but he's been iffy this year.
Yeah, and he's a speedster. He's your Z receiver. He's not the guy you're going to look to check it down to that is going to catch the ball every time. So they need somebody else. True.
And on top of that, like he has dealt with injury this year, unfortunately, especially at the beginning of the year, getting ran over by Kelce in the very first game. But yeah, I just with this Chiefs offense, hey, pack it up, rebuild, come back stronger next year. I think that's kind of where they need to go at this point.
The one other thing I'll say is I saw a funny tweet, and I can't remember who wrote it or anything, and I'm probably going to screw this up majorly, but somebody was like, all the good defenses in the NFL have like they're disguising and they're doing all these exotic blitz packages, et cetera, and then you got the Texans defense, and they're over there just whooping the dog shit out of everybody.
Yeah,
like just beating them down.
Yeah, line it up. Put your knuckles on the ground. Like, let's go head to head. Yeah, just hitting people in the mouth.
They're fun to watch.
They are. They are the hard-nosed defense that everybody talks about, that they liked back in the, the 80s, 90s, early
Mm-hmm.
2000s, whenever they're talking about, oh, people didn't want to see the steel curtain, right? Like talking about the Steelers. Just, I'm going to go hit you in the mouth type of defense. That's what they're playing. And all of that credit goes to DeMeco Ryans. Phenomenal coach.
Absolutely.
I saw when I was doing some research for our hot seat, our main topic, I saw people saying like, and this was from before the season started, saying like, oh, is DeMeco on the hot seat this year? It might have been actually a few games in when they were like 3-5 or something, but yeah, I'm like, keep this man forever. He's great. He's fantastic. Last game of the week, Monday Night Football, Philadelphia getting exposed. I personally did not watch it on ESPN. I watched it on ESPN2, and I saw Sully versus Mike Wazowski on Monday night.
They turned Jalen Hurts on that single play where he had 2 turnovers.
So I saw the camera like completely messed up during that time. Like, I'll have to send it to you, or maybe I'll put it in the video. But when he threw the interception, player catches it, then fumbles, then he recovers, and then fumbles. on the Monsters Incorporated broadcast, it looked so weird. It looked like there was just a huge glitch. But either way, I love when the league does this. It'd be nicer on the technical side if they could tighten up a little bit more. It looked very obviously like robotic and silly, but obviously my son loved watching it. We watched the whole game together, got a big kick out of it. And he was actually like asking questions about football, which, for me, that just warms my heart. Really good bonding moment. I'm looking forward to what they do in the future. I know previously they've done like Toy Story during Christmas for basketball. When the Spurs played the Knicks, they had like Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy out there playing. Yeah. It was so funny. But yeah.
We did like the SpongeBob and Patrick Star commentating games too. Those were funny.
Yeah. Those, I mean, I really enjoy those just because of how goofy they are. And if you don't like football because it's fun, what are you doing, right? It doesn't always have to be serious. So that being said, I think this might have been the worst game of Jalen Hurts' career. He had 5 turnovers. I was shocked. 4 interceptions, 1 fumble. Like,
for a guy who's basically his single biggest strength is he doesn't turn the ball over, it's hilarious to me that he has the one play in NFL history with both an interception and a fumble in the same play. That's just, it's ironic, it's poetic, it warms my heart because it happens to the Eagles.
Yeah.
Man,
more turnovers.
They're trying so hard to not win the division. I'm sorry.
Really are. It's coming out of nowhere. Just all the like pent up annoyance that they've had in that locker room all year is rearing its ugly head. And I mean, they had in our group chat, one of the guys sent it. It was the offensive line has like a support like blow up duck or something, something like that, like some sort of like Christmas decoration blow up. That's like a positive support blow up.
That's like the pansiest thing I've ever heard come out of Philadelphia. I'm pretty sure the fan base would crucify the player that said that if they ever found him saying that in person.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
But yeah,
is this the time in the season where the Eagles coaching staff gets rid of the ping pong ball tables and the emotional support blow up, and now they get real serious and buckle down?
Yeah, maybe. And then they
that's just a hilarious trope, right? Like when things are going bad and you're expecting more out of the team, what does the coaching staff do? They get rid of that ping pong table. We don't want that. We're serious now. We're no more ping pong.
No, hey man, they do that in startups all the time. If your sales are looking bad, let's take away the ping pong table. Yeah, man, I just think it's funny. Like Jalen Hurts, more turnovers in this game than the rest of the season combined. Pretty wild.
That's wild.
So he looked like a bum. I'm glad they.
I mean, we'll get into this a little bit, but it just seems to me like their offense is they're not on the same page. Whether it's his diva wide receiver like demanding to get the ball and then bobbling catches and turning them into picks for the other team, which happened to A.J. Brown this game. One of the reasons why they lost the game. I would much rather have a CD and a George Pickens where you see them making plays and the other one is on the other side of the field celebrating for them. I don't think the Eagles have that kind of culture. It's completely different. Whether it's better or not, you can make an argument because the Eagles have won 2 Super Bowls recently, but I would just much rather have our receiving room, and their offense in general just seems to be a disaster. We'll get to that in a few minutes in terms of hot seat, but yeah, it's just not looking good. Vibes are down. It's weird, and I'm enjoying it.
Vibes are down tremendously. I truly thought at the beginning of this year they had before the season started, because after about game 3, I was talking mad shit about them. I really thought it was going to be like OKC in the NBA situation, where it's like they could turn around, have everybody coming back at a young age. Like they're good. They're primed to win another championship.
They've got the talent
easily,
on both sides of the ball, man.
but the camaraderie isn't there, and that killed it. Last thing before going into the main topic, just because it's hilarious, Phillip Rivers. My man's
I
coming
have
out of
something to say
retirement.
about this, man.
Yeah.
We have to talk about this for a minute.
So obviously, Daniel Jones injury, I think it was an ankle, done for the season. To me,
Torn Achilles?
is that what it was? A torn Achilles?
I think so. Yeah.
To me,
because he was playing with a broken fibula for like the past 2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
I was thinking that's what it was immediately, but it was a no contact on a drop back. Like it looked just like your typical Achilles does. They put that foot back, put the weight on it, and then they just collapse. So yeah, it sucks for Daniel Jones. He was on the last year of his contract. I'm interested to see what the Colts will do with that situation.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm curious because I haven't seen the clip yet. Did he look back? Because I always hear the thing.
I can't recall.
It's a torn Achilles when they look back, because apparently it feels like you just got kicked in the back of the leg. Like that's the feeling that it gives when you tear your Achilles, just pops.
Interesting.
Anyways, to me, there's no way that this isn't a white flag from the Colts. What do they think Phillip Rivers is going to do, man? Also, hey, shout out to Phillip Rivers. That man loves ball. He is foregoing another 5 years, I think, to be in the Hall of Fame, to sling around the ball with the boys. I love it. Like, that man is truly about ball.
Sicko, I think.
He really is.
He saw Joe Flacco and he was like, why not?
Yeah, I can do that.
I don't have to be Tom Brady and be the GOAT and be 40 plus and play this game. I can do it, whatever. And he probably just needs some time away from his 10 kids or whatever. Some time away from the house.
Hey, hold on. I'm going to quick Google search. How old is Phillip Rivers?
44.
Okay, now how old is Aaron Rodgers?
42.
Okay. Hey, Phillip, get out there. I trust you. I'm okay with it. Do your thing.
He hasn't played football in 2 years. Not a huge thing. And we are talking about he's probably a Hall of Famer, not first ballot, but he's probably a Hall of Famer.
I think so. Who do they play? Jesus Christ. They play the Seahawks.
Yeah, they're going to get demolished.
Yeah,
that defense is extraordinary. I wouldn't be surprised to see him take one big hit, and that's it for the season from Phillip Rivers.
Here, my guess, less than 85 yards thrown, no touchdowns.
What if he is just the magic piece and the Colts go on to make a Super Bowl run? Is this the greatest Cinderella season of all time?
That wouldn't even be, yes, that would be like a Disney movie.
Yeah, like Miracle on Ice or whatever.
Exactly. I don't see it happening. If it does, that's amazing. And I'll give all props to Phillip Rivers. They need to, forget the 5-year wait rule. Put him in the Hall of Fame right then and there if he wins a championship.
My thing is, mad respect for Phillip Rivers. Guy's 44. He's 44. I understand it's past the trade deadline, so you can't look at other NFL rosters. But CFL, USFL, International Football Leagues, you're telling me out there in the world, there were no other better options for the Colts than a 44-year-old Phillip Rivers? I cannot believe that. It does not make any sense to me how that could be their choice. And maybe he did look good in the practice he had or whatever, but he's going to be a statue out there. There's no dual threat presence at all. It's going to be an old school offense. One of Daniel Jones' strengths was his rushing ability, and Rivers is not going to have that. Jonathan Taylor is going to be facing a lot of stacked boxes. I'll regress, but what were you going to say?
Okay, so I looked up 2025. I don't even know when this was posted. I just Googled it right now. Oh, it was posted it was posted today. Okay, fantastic. Because I was thinking, okay, you're right. They could have looked at somebody else. I looked up best quarterback free agents 2025. It was posted today. Stop me when you will take one of these players over Phillip Rivers. Nate Sudfeld, Taylor Heineke, Clayton Tune, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, Tim Boyle, Bryce Perkins, Logan Woodside, Desmond Ritter. See, it's funny. I don't know if your
Not
mic's
Desmond
broken.
Ritter.
I didn't hear you say
What
anything.
about Ryan Tannehill?
Bro, no way Ryan Tannehill. No way. Is he even? No, he can't play
I would
anymore.
seriously consider Taylor Heineke. And I know he did not have a good stint in the NFL. It was bad, but
Mhm.
I would consider him before I'd consider Philip Rivers.
Yeah. Okay. That
I mean, there's got to be somebody else out there capable of doing the job. That's not 44. It blows my mind.
I'm trying to think if Tannehill had like some crazy. Yeah, he suffered a high ankle sprain, missed 2 games. No, yeah, maybe Tannehill would have been okay.
He didn't do bad. What was his last season for the Titans?
2023.
Yeah, so he's played 2 years ago too. He was
He-
comeback player of the year in
He started-
2019.
He started 8 games, threw 4 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. So no, he was pretty bad.
He only
2020, he
announced
was
his
fantastic.
retirement last month.
Yeah.
So maybe it's, like health reasons or something like that.
Damn, he should have just waited out. Just like waited it for just another month and he could have signed with the Colts.
Yeah, he'll never be able to come out of retirement now. Everybody knows that's set in stone.
That's impossible. Yeah.
No, it's crazy to me that Philip Rivers was their choice. When I saw that headline, I thought it was an onion article.
Yeah, honestly, like that it is crazy. It is crazy.
Anyway, we'll see how it works out for him.
That's it. Let's head over to the main topic. All right. For our main topic, we're going to be jumping into a little bit of hot and cold to see who's on the hot seat and who's a little bit more cooler. How we're feeling about some of these guys. We have 13 lined up here. Kevin Patullo, Eagles offensive coordinator.
Jeez, right into it, man. This guy is probably got the hottest seat of anybody on this list, if I had to guess.
You think so?
I'm actually surprised he's not already gone with the way Eagles fans have been calling for his head for good half the season at least. A couple weeks ago, Eagles fans egged his house after
No
they
way.
lost to
That's crazy.
not after this past week's loss to the Chargers, but the loss prior to that. Yeah, it's just everywhere I see on social media is relevant to the Eagles. I see people shitting on Kevin Patullo. And I don't know much about the guy, but like we were just saying a few minutes ago, the Eagles have a ton of talent, especially on the offensive side of the ball. They got Saquon Barkley, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts. I mean, that's as good as you can hope for on the offensive side of the ball, and they're not making it work. And it really kind of reminds me of the Jason Garrett days when we had Dez and Romo, and, we never really had as good a running back as Saquon outside of like early Zeke days. But just back in those Jason Garrett days where I think we had the 3-8-8 season, just seems like, especially in the offensive side of the ball, we had the talent, but never really could put it together. And that definitely started to be fixed when we got Kellen Moore as the OC and he developed. And I think the Cowboys prioritized more on the offensive side of the ball and innovating and really incorporating the pass game and not just being a run-first team all the time. But it's inexplicable to me how they can be so bad on offense with that much talent. And I have to assume it's an issue with the offensive scheme. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I think first you're selling yourself short on that Dallas team too. Because I mean,
They did. DeMarco
Witten was
Murray
on there too, yeah. And
How could I forget?
was there some overlap with Dez and Miles Austin?
Yeah, a couple of years at least.
So I mean, like
The talent was great. And
the talent
at
was
that time
absolutely-
too, they had a top 5 offensive line for years.
Yeah.
So it's just weird.
I think yes. So Kevin Patullo definitely on the hot seat. If we're talking about a lukewarm seat, like it's getting a little warm. This feels like how Nick Cassero has been for not Nick Cassero, Nick Haley, the Texans offensive coordinator. It kind of had these type of vibes where it's like, okay, you have Stroud, you got Collins, you got a stable of decent wide receivers. Mixon ended up going down early in the season, but then you have Chubb and you have Woody Marks, who's been really good. You have Dare Gumbawale, who's I think is good. And he showed how good he was this last
Made a
game.
hero play last game, yeah.
Exactly. He was almost getting into this type of territory because it's like, hey, you got weapons. What the hell are you doing? and then they started to turn it around. So it's hard to like. I get it. Yes, a lot of the struggles that the Eagles have faced are because of Patullo this year, and they have the context of being the champions last year. But at the end of the day, winning record is gonna more than anything else. So I mean, yeah, I think they would absolutely think, okay, if somebody else comes through the door that can do a lot more with these tools, sure, yeah, Kevin Patullo is out. I don't know how long this guy's been here though. Was he running
I
the
think he's new this season, if I'm not mistaken.
interesting? Okay, yeah,
To
I
the
was
Eagles,
curious.
at least. But let me fact check myself here.
I mean, that's typically how it works, right? Super Bowl win, and then all the you know coordinators go off and be head coaches somewhere else. I don't know if that was the case here, where he's gotten promoted.
He's been the passing game coordinator since 2021 for the Eagles. So he's been with them now for 4 or 5 years. He was only promoted to OC
This
in
year.
February.
Oh, in
He
February.
replaced Kellen Moore when Kellen went to the Saints.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, hey, it's not looking great, but I struggle to say hot seat when you're in your first year because it's like,
I don't
hey,
know, man. With
let
that
them
with
prove
that team
themselves a
in
little.
particular,
Yeah,
they call for heads. Heads got to roll if
yeah,
they don't win their division.
yeah.
The
So we
one
think hot.
last thing, a funny headline that I saw today, and this was after the loss to the Chargers. Eagles Hall of Fame running back LaShawn McCoy,
Mhm.
Shady,
Yeah,
said he will. I don't know what the exact wording was, but it was like he's gonna like pull himself out of the Eagles Hall of Fame if they don't fire Nick Patullo
damn,
or Kevin
that's
Patullo.
damning right there.
Like, oh no,
That's awful. I'm
and
gonna
it's
pull
just,
myself out of the Hall of Fame because I can't be associated with this shitty franchise. That's wild to say something like that. To think you hold that power.
but that just
Shout out to
shows
him
you
though for
how
standing
mad
on
Eagles.
business.
But that just shows you how mad and unreasonable Eagles fans are. So
Yeah,
par for the
yeah.
course.
Yeah, so if we're giving this like a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being hot, 1 being cold, are you saying like this guy's a 9, an 8?
I feel like this dude's job is done after this season. I'm gonna
Fair
say
enough.
it's
All
an
right,
8 or 9. Yeah.
so his hot seat, it's scorched at this point. Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah, the Vikings GM. You put this one up here as well. I actually hadn't done too much research around him outside of like, knowing obviously taking JJ McCarthy, who I despise. But what else
Yeah.
you got on him?
So my edge on this one was kind of two pronged. I sort of put him on the list prior to the Vikings win this past week. So I think, the vibes are a little bit higher than they were, more doom and gloom the week before. But what really spurred me putting this one on the list was they released Adam Thielen. And aside from their awful season, they traded the Panthers to get Adam Thielen this year. They traded away a 26th fifth round, and a 27 fourth round for the Panthers' 27th round and 27 fifth round. So they basically downgraded both 2 picks over 2 drafts to get Adam Thielen.
And then
He
waived
comes
him.
in. I don't know how many catches he's made on the season, but he basically did nothing. And then they release him. That just seems to me like an awful move all around.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you this guy's life story. I don't know a ton about him. But the research I have done on him after looking into that a little bit more, he's not been good at drafting for the Vikings. I don't think he's really made a tremendous amount of free agent signings,
Mm-hmm.
but it just seems like one of those guys that is in his position but cannot evaluate talent and doesn't make the smart financial decisions around his talent evaluation. I will say the Vikings did sign him and their head coach, Kevin O'Connell, both to extensions in May this year. So he's probably not going anywhere. Really, his seat is not hot right now.
We'll call it
But
a
I
5.
wouldn't be surprised to see this guy out of a job in a season or two, just long enough so that the Vikings can say, we didn't make a total freaking obvious blunder by extending him.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, also GMs tend to last at least a little bit longer than head coaches. Like they're usually like, 5-year minimum type of situations, right? Because they wanna know what you can do with a few draft classes. You can't really just give up on them on one. But yeah, I think that the biggest red flag there though is, look, I get that they are technically still alive in the playoff race,
They're in the
but
toughest division.
yeah, you're in the toughest division. To cut a I don't wanna call him a Vikings legend, but, like, clearly a fan favorite in a
Surely
season
he's
where
still
you're
got
not actually
something
gonna
in the
compete.
tank.
Yeah.
Didn't the Bills claimed him off waivers, if I'm not mistaken.
Did
So,
they?
yeah.
Oh, man. That just seems like a move to say, "Hey, screw you." Like, doesn't matter how much time and effort you've given to this franchise. See you later. Like, I don't know,
Well,
that doesn't sit
it was
well.
a mutual release
Oh, okay.
because Thielen reportedly wants to play for a contender, which the Vikings are not.
Okay, that
And so the
lessens it
Vikings
for me.
said, we're not using you. We'll let you go. But the fact that they just said, okay, we'll let you go for nothing after they downgraded 2 of their picks over 2 drafts.
Well, they kinda have to, right? Because it's not like they can.
Well, when you haven't been drafting well,
Mhm.
like it feels, I don't know. It seems like a series of missteps to me, and I'm not sure this guy is a good GM. So I'll
Yeah.
just leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm saying though, like if Thielen said, "Hey, I want to go play for a contender, please release me," his hands are tied because it's like he could say, "No, no, no, you have to finish out the season. We're going against your wishes." Adam Thielen, who is at the
Yeah,
end of your career,
true.
which would be a crappy thing to do. But also, if you do let him go, like they did, now they look really stupid because, like you said, they made those trades for basically no reason. And they got worse positioning for it for no reason.
And I'm
Uh,
actually surprised we've been talking about this guy for so long and you haven't mentioned JJ McCarthy yet and how bad you think he is. But this is the guy
yeah,
that signed off drafting JJ McCarthy. So you have him to
yeah.
thank for that.
So, a little spoiler for you. I think JJ McCarthy is the one of the quarterbacks that I have on this list. I'm tired of it, man.
Perfect.
So we'll get to
Perfect.
it. For Quasi, we'll say, is he at like a 5 or a 6? I feel
Yeah,
like
like I'd
GM.
call it a 5. Like it's
Yeah,
really not hot. It's lukewarm.
yeah. You got to give GM some time to make
I think
mistakes because if you
the
don't, they're
people
gonna
that,
just.
sorry.
No, no, you're good. I was just gonna say you have to let your GMs make a few mistakes, right? Because otherwise, you can't let them get into a rhythm. They You want to swap him out really quickly, you're just making more bad decisions. So I mean, yeah, five or six seems right for me if this is his first year or second year doing it. Ben Johnson, ice cold. Put him at a 1. I love this man. You
This
know
man
what?
just ripped his shirt off and aura
Dude,
farmed on national TV.
yeah. Yeah, he truly is aura farming. No, he's been fantastic. We knew this from where he was previously, where he is now, being able to work with Caleb Williams. He needs somebody like a Caleb Williams. It's not similar. Like, there's been 2 that I've really hyped up this year. It's been Ben Johnson and Shane Steichen. They need, like, basically opposite quarterbacks in order to function though. And I think Ben Johnson, works well with the Caleb Williams type. So it's been fun to see. I have really enjoyed watching the Bears. I've been enjoying talking crap to you every single week because
Yeah.
they continue to win outside of this last week against stiff competition in their division. That's fair. But he's been really good, and I'm excited to see what they do in the playoffs because I think they'll get there. Whether they're as the division winner or whether they're a wild card remains to be seen. But I think they make it.
Probably so. And yeah, I think basically the entire Chicago Bears fan base, this is Jesus to them right now. Like
Hmm.
he's brought them out of the dark ages that has been Chicago football for the past decade at least. So good for them, man. This guy's a rock star of that city. I hope he can keep it up. I hope it's not just a one season thing because the Lions and Green Bay having some competition in that division is great. It's great for football.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think, like I said, everywhere he's gone, every offense he's touched is gold. So I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon. However, we get to Mike Tomlin. Obviously, good win this year. Or I mean, I'm sorry, this past week. I will say though, Mike Tomlin and the Steelers have been about 500 for the last 10 years or so, or like right around that line. To the point where it's like, yeah, they'll sneak into the playoffs or they'll get a wild card, but is that where you want to be if you're the Steelers? I just feel like with such a storied franchise, you don't want to settle for this year after year. The
I
crazy
agree.
part to me, though, is that the Steelers are one of the few franchises. I think they've only had like 7 coaches in their entire history. Like they have not changed gears often.
The Rooney family are notoriously
Mm.
loyal to them.
Yeah.
They have good ownership. They value continuity in their staff. And Tomlin is a good coach. He's a great
Yeah.
recruiter. He's a good coach. The fact is, though, they haven't won a playoff game since 2016.
Mhm.
That's a long time for the Steelers, man. For essentially what is like a blue blood in the NFL. Steelers fans are just frustrated, and I think it's tough for me to say what the problem is because I don't think the problem is Mike McCarthy. I think
Or you
they're
mean Mike
winning in
Tomlin?
spite of their Tomlin, excuse me.
You're good.
I think they're winning in spite of their roster. I think they're winning in spite of the lack of talent that they have because I don't think DK Metcalf is a true like number one wide receiver.
No,
Who do they
I don't
have?
think so.
They've got Calvin Austin. They've got we've talked about how like defense is this team's identity and it's been this way, but you also need to put up points to win. And I don't, last season it was Russell Wilson and it was bad. And this
It was
season it's
bad.
Aaron Rodgers and it's slightly better, in my opinion. I don't know, man. I feel like Steelers fans are starting to get jaded. Ben Roethlisberger came out and talked about this recently and basically said, you don't fire a guy like Tomlin. You you come to an agreement and you mutually agree to part ways, right? So this is never going to be a situation where Tomlin gets fired midseason or anything like that. And I don't think if he does get fired, it's going to be on his merits as a head coach because I think he would turn around and find another head coaching position like that.
Yeah,
But for
yeah.
whatever reason, this arrangement has not been working for them.
Yeah, and maybe that is more of a testament to, I don't know who their GM is, but, you know, you'd mentioned putting certain tools on offense, and you're right, like, settling God, I don't wanna say settling because he's actually been okay given all the history and baggage and age, but Aaron Rodgers has been okay this year, but it's like, I mean, hey, are you just shooting for this year? Because not looking good for just
Yeah,
this year.
what is your plan with
Yeah.
age 43 Rodgers? Like, I really don't see the vision for the future for this team right now.
Yeah, and I hope it's not Mason Rudolph. What's he gonna do? Like, come on. So, he's just gonna get bashed in the head for saying slurs again, allegedly, allegedly. But, yeah, man, I don't know. I've always liked Tomlin as a head coach, I think he's a really good no-nonsense head coach. We talked about aura farming with Ben Johnson. Mike Tomlin's not gonna do that shit. He's not doing that on the sideline. He is very straight-laced, let me get to work, don't talk to me reporters type of stuff, and I love that for him. I do think that Steelers fans are probably less than satisfied this year. I think we talked about that, but I don't think he gets fired at the end of the season or even the mutually parts ways situation. I don't think that happens this season, but I would not give him like 5 more years. I don't think he has like that much time left.
I don't know. It's tough to say with a guy like Tomlin because I could easily see. I mean, Pete Carroll's what, 80 years old or something?
Yeah, but I think it's more of just having a new identity, wanting a regime change.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's
I
more
mean,
that.
I could see the logic in that for sure.
Yeah, I should have clarified. I don't think he has 5 more years with the Steelers. He definitely has
I'm
more
with you.
than 5 more years of head coaching. He can absolutely go to the Browns, to the Titans, to the, like he can go somewhere else and try to start from scratch there. Try to build up that identity that he has maintained at the Steelers and bring it to somewhere new. I'd love to see him do that actually.
I'm with you, man. At the same time, though, I'd actually, I wouldn't mind seeing them actually commit to a hard reset, get you a franchise quarterback in the draft or however you need to do it, get you some talent, restart this team fresh.
Yeah,
I
turn
could
the
see
ship
Mike
around.
Tomlin being able to do that. There are
Yep.
fewer coaches in the world that I would trust with a task like that. So, you know, it's crazy to say that the seat is hot, has ever been hot for Mike Tomlin, but it is what it is.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Next up, who do we got? We were just talking about him, Pete Carroll. I think I put him on here, right? I don't know if
Yeah.
you did. Man, this is one of those situations where I'm like, yeah, hey, I like Pete Carroll, I like everything he's done. Go retire, man. Go spend some time on the beach. Like,
He's like Philip Rivers, man. He's a football sicko.
yeah, just absolute sicko. Yeah, I don't think there's anything right with what the Raiders are doing right now anywhere within the organization. Head coach, quarterback, any of the coordinators, any of the GM, nothing. I don't think they're doing anything right. I don't even think, and we'll see what happens. I don't even think the whole Tom Brady thing, where he's like buying in as a minority owner, I don't even think that was a good decision. But I just, in a similar fashion to Mike Tomlin, except for Mike Tomlin's been there significantly longer, what are they doing moving forward? How are they building moving forward? Like, your best bet is Ashton Genty and
Max Crosby.
Max Crosby, who was
And
allegedly
then
on the
Brock
trading
Bowers.
block a month ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And
yeah.
then Brock Bowers. They need a quarterback. They need a fresh start.
Mhm.
And Pete Carroll's not the guy that's gonna take a team and build something new. He wants his players to bend to his will because he's old school. He's the head coach. He's got his way of doing things, and that's not going to change. But I'm with you.
Yeah. I don't
What's the
wanna
vision for the future?
I don't wanna play the ageism card, but, like, yeah, they need a Ben Johnson. They need a Mike Vrabel. They need, like, could you imagine Mike Vrabel with this team? Like, there would be a lot more
That'd be a
in your
good
team.
fit, like identity wise.
Yeah.
Um,
So, that would also be kinda funny if Brady's the minority owner and then Vrabel goes and plays. That'd be kinda cool too. Either way, it's not Carroll, man. "Hey, buddy, go spend some time on a beach. Go." I don't even know what he's doing. Like, I don't know what
we'll
if
get you
he's
a way too young supermodel girlfriend or something, and
Yeah.
just
Yeah, I was just about to say, I don't know what his family life is like, but do something outside. Hey, just go watch football. Just enjoy it, you know? You don't have to be coaching, man. Like, speaking of Mike Vrabel, this is also an ice cold pick right here. He is
yeah,
not
for
going
sure.
anywhere. I love it, and it's a perfect fit. I'm so glad that he's with the Patriots as a head coach.
You know what? If Cam Ward were so lucky to be free of the Titans,
Mhm.
I might be a happier man. Look at his face, man. I don't think
Just a jovial
Vrabel
man.
smiled once as the head coach of the Titans during his entire
No.
tenure.
No. No, he didn't.
But look at him, man. This is where he wants to be. He loves the team. He's got a good team. They play the way he wants. They play hard for him. He's a fantastic coach, both in terms of X's and O's and just a good player coach. I have nothing but good things to say about Vrabel. I think he deserves his flowers, and the Patriots are having a fantastic season. So hope they keep it up, which is crazy. If you had told me back when Tom Brady was in his dominant Super Bowl eras that like I would be happy for the Patriots doing well, I would have, I don't know. That would have been unimaginable to me. But I'm actually happy for the Patriots and for Vrabel.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of, I don't wanna beat the dead horse that is Bill Belichick, but man, it really is starting to look like he was just a Tom Brady merchant. Like, I know in my heart, I know he was a good coach. I know that because he's more of the defensive-minded coach anyways. Like, he was kinda like, getting an OC to let Brady work with and, "Hey, y'all do your thing," right? So as soon as Brady left and Patriots just absolutely sucked, and then he goes to UNC where they suck, and then what? He's gonna come back to the NFL allegedly where he's not gonna do well. And I swear to God, it's gonna be something stupid, like they're gonna fire Pete Carroll, like the Raiders are gonna fire Pete Carroll and hire Bill
That
Belichick.
would be something,
I
wouldn't
guarantee you it's gonna be something stupid like that. And then you see Vrabel come in here, and it's one season, but he's just been electric. Um, you know, having this like rejuvenation within the Patriots, same. I'm right there with you. I thought, man, I will always pray for a Patriots downfall. I'll never cheer
it?
for
Right.
them. And here I am. You know,
He looks so
shame
happy.
on
Look at
me.
that picture.
Yeah,
Look at that. He's smiling with his eyes.
yeah. High fiving a player. Fantastic. Okay, next up, Raheem Morris, Falcons head coach.
Yeesh. I want to talk about talent and doing nothing with it, man.
Yeah.
I just
So
gotta break one thing down from this week's game against the Seahawks because they got their asses handed to them, 37-9 at home. I'm trying to see what quarter it was. Was it the fourth quarter? Yeah, it was the fourth quarter, very beginning of the fourth quarter. Falcons are at 4th and 2 at the Seattle 9-yard line. They are down 23-6 And Raheem Morris says, go out there and kick a field goal to
Whoops.
make the game 23-9. 4th and 2 on your opponent's territory. That's the most cowardly field goal in a potentially winnable game. It doesn't matter if you're getting your ass beat. Like, what's the field goal going to do at the beginning of the 4th quarter?
Yeah, exactly.
This guy's
It's
got
still a
Bijan
3-score game.
Robinson. He's got Michael Penix, who is talented. He's got Drake London, who is very talented. He's got Kyle Pitts, who is talented.
Darnell Mooney.
I mean, the pieces are there. The defense this season has been good to very good. They've got individual players on the defensive side of the ball who are some of the best rated secondaries in the league, and they do nothing with it.
Yeah, I have seen, is it Arthur Blank? Is that his name? Their
Yeah.
owner?
That's Falcons owner.
Yeah, him and the Blank family have already come out and said, like, hey, we're standing behind Raheem Morris, which they're going to, right? I don't think unless it's somebody like Jerry Jones, who's known to say inflammatory things, none of these owners usually come out and say, yeah, we're gonna fire this guy. Or even to the extent of like, we're gonna evaluate at the end of the season. Usually it's like, no, we trust our guy to do the thing. And then literally the day after the season ends, then you see them all get fired, right? Yeah. So at least right now, they're still standing behind him, and I still think. I mean, I think he's one of those guys where it's like the head coach jump, he's just not meant for. But like, in his previous position, he was fine. So,
I mean, he's been the Falcons head coach now for 3 years. Before that, he was head coach of Tampa Bay. Okay. His 3 seasons of Tampa Bay were 3-13, 10-6, 4-2. And so far with Atlanta, he's 4-7, 8-9, and 4-9.
So literally
you take out
never
his
had a winning record as a head coach.
No, one season he had with the Bucks. If you take out his one winning season, he's 23-50 through the other 5.
Yeah.
And the Falcons have lost big 3 times this season. And in the 1-score games they've been involved in, they're 1-5. We talked about, I say it basically every episode, good teams win close games. And they're not doing that. I don't know, man.
No,
it doesn't seem as much of a mystery to me as much as this is just not a good coach. That's how I see it.
No, I'm with you too. I think again the head coaching jump is kind of what hit. And I'm just out of curiosity. The one good year with the Bucks, was that his first year with the Bucks? Second year. Okay. Because I was gonna say sometimes they have that hype in the first year. There's just the players will get up for that head coach a little bit more, right? Because they're pumped for him. And then it's downhill from there. So yeah, I agree. I think definitely on the hot seat. I would say like a 7. Like he's not.
Yeah.
He's
mean,
not.
if it were me, he'd be out after the end of this season, but realistically, he'll probably play through at least part or all of next season. So
That's exactly. I was gonna say, like, I don't think he'll be out this season, but if we're 6 games into next year and he's 1-5, yeah, I think he's gone.
And of course, there is something to be said about injuries. Drake London and Penix both injured. That's your two of your best players. And the Drake London injury happened after the trade deadline, so there's not much you can do about it. But there's some misfortune there. But I also think up until that point, there's just been mismanagement of the team. After that, they started off 3-2, but after that, it's just been a wet fart. So,
Yeah. And I know, like, injuries, it's a very serviceable excuse. Like, I wouldn't even call it an excuse. It is an explanation. I'm fine with that. But at the same time, great coaches are able to do stuff whenever your main guy goes out. Texans rattled off 3 wins with Davis Mills. You think Davis Mills is a starter anywhere else? Absolutely not. So,
great point.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't think he lasts too much longer unless he just has a massive turnaround. Hey, Shoddy, I wanted to put this one up here. So obviously,
ice cold.
So okay, and I'll say that because of the attitude. And if we're just gonna be 14-year-old boys again, the aura farming that he's doing. I saw a comparison video of him after a game, like where they do all the shout outs. Hey, in the locker room, hey, so-and-so did this today. Between him and was it McCarthy, your last head coach?
My God.
Night and day difference. This man has so
Yeah.
much energy. He's fun to watch. He actually legitimately is like one of those coaches where you see him on the sideline and he's working his guys, and you love to see that. He cares about winning. He cares about this team. Obviously, kind of a bad season. Not bad. They've been hovering right around 500. I think you guys are under 500 right now, but um he hasn't been bad.
We're 6-6-1.
Okay, so literally 500.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, yeah, I think okay, he's obviously not a ice cold. He's not a 1 because they haven't been great.
Well, he hasn't come in and been like the Vrabel, right?
Right. So I'd say
But
like a
there's no way he's losing his job
absolutely not.
in the next 2 years even. Like,
Yeah.
the Jones family, similar to the Rooney family, they treat their coaches the same way,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. This
I
is a
will say, like, the last season with Mike McCarthy was kinda weird, where he was playing without an extension. It was just kind of everybody kinda knew, like, that was coming to an end, and I think that was a bad decision. But they're not gonna make that mistake again with a guy like this. I think, Jerry Jones loves Brian Schottenheimer, and he sees him as one of his guys, right? Like, we've talked before about how Jerry wants to win a championship, but he wants to do it his way, with his guys, with the people that he drafted and developed, right? And he sees Brian Schottenheimer as, that's the coach that I put into a head coaching position. He's my guy. I put him there, and he's gonna stick with it. So I think there's a lot of loyalty there.
yeah, I like Schottenheimer. I think this is like a on the scale of 1 to 10, this is like a 2 or 3. He's really good right now.
For sure.
Mike McDonald, Seahawks, another cold seat. I was surprised at this team. I think we both talked about how Seahawks, we were thinking like third in the division, and here they are. Not only well, they're not leading because the Rams are, but arguably second or third best team in the conference. They've been lights out, and they're doing it with Sam Darnold. So not to say he's bad or anything, but he's definitely not like a top 10 quarterback. So he's been and there's a bit of a revival, not a full revival of that Seahawks defense of old. Not, this isn't Legion of Boom, but they've been
No,
a
not
pretty
quite, but
damn good defense.
it's good for sure. Yeah, they're fun to watch. I'll admit, I don't know a ton about Mike McDonald. I'm gonna Google him real quick and just look into this, look into
I
who
feel
he's
like,
been with previously. I don't recognize him at all.
yeah, I feel like when I put it in our text, maybe you thought I said Mike McDaniel because of how much I've been shit talking him this year.
Probably.
But no, McDonald's been good. I was very impressed with how he's been coaching this team.
He's from Harbaugh's coaching tree
There you go.
with the Ravens for 7 years, from 2014 to 2020. Went to Michigan with Jim Harbaugh, and then went back to Baltimore, and then 2024 is when he joined the Seahawks. So, man, he's got the coaching pedigree for sure.
Absolutely. Jonathan Gannon, Cardinals head coach. This guy's I just okay, we've talked already for some previous guys on this list of having the weapons and not being able to utilize them properly. I'm torn with how I feel about Kyler Murray because I do think he has moments where I'm like, shit, that is a top 5 quarterback. And then he'll do just some of the dumbest things. And I'm like, okay, is that inability from him? Is that bad play calling from Jonathan Gannon? What is the issue in this locker room? And they'll have some guys that, have just been sitting on the bench all year, like Michael Wilson. And then Marvin Harrison Jr. goes out and Michael Wilson's lighting it up. And it's like,
Yep.
okay, why
Where's
haven't
this
you
guy been?
exactly.
We could have used that, a tall, big body receiver with our small quarterback. Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm with you,
And
man.
I mean, he's been getting a lot out of Trey McBride, which has been great. But they're losing games, obviously. They're losing close games. That's the issue. They're losing a lot of close games that should have been won, ones that they were leading, and they end up losing it in the fourth. And I think a lot of that executing at the end of games comes down to head coaches.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to say about Jonathan Gannon. We can kind of segue that into Kyler Murray here because, like you said, like I don't know what the issue is. Is it Kyler Murray? I'm gonna quote. Was it Russell Westbrook when he was talking about Patrick Beverly? Like, Pat Bev trick y'all, man. Like, has Kyler Murray just been tricking us
Yeah.
his entire NFL career into believing he's good, but he's actually not? And is it he's the flashes that we have seen are his individual like talent shining through what is overall a very poor offensive scheme?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough to say.
Yeah. I'm
I
completely
think
fine.
Kyler Murray should probably try baseball at this point, though, because
Not the first time you said that on this pod.
I think the fans are just done with him. If he does continue to have an NFL career, I don't think it's with this.
Yeah. I feel like this is insulting him too much, but I could see him being a solid backup in a scheme that fits what he does well already. Like, look, Lamar Jackson's not going to go anywhere in Baltimore anytime soon. But if they had a Kyler Murray as a backup for whenever,
Yeah.
if Lamar hurts something, knock on wood, obviously, they can kind of pick up where they left off. This quarterback who, has a decent arm, can toss it downfield when necessary, but is a damn good scrambler, right? So yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's in Arizona for more than 3 more years.
How long his contract is, but
I don't
I
either.
just don't see him being on this team next year. I really don't.
Yeah. Andrew Berry, Browns GM. Okay, so I was
Tell me about Andrew Berry.
I was going to rip into this guy about how bad the Browns have been the last few years, right? And I want to put it all on this guy. And then I looked at their draft from this past year, and I realized I recognize each and every one of these names, and they're actually decent players. Like, they've gotten so much out of their rookies this year that I'm like, hey, you know what? Maybe I need to pump my brakes on this guy. I want to go back and pull it up. The Browns 2020 draft picks, just to kind of give you an idea of how well they've been. So Mason Graham, defensive tackle. Carson Schweisinger, God, I always mess up his name. Carson Schweisinger, linebacker, who has been starting a majority of the season. Quinshawn Judkins, we know how he's been.
Man, beast.
Harold Fannin, their tight end, who, I was sitting there thinking Njoku was going to be the guy this year who is going to be taking a majority of those tight end snaps, and Harold Fannin's been pretty damn good. Dylan Gabriel, obviously we know the story there. Shador Sanders, we know the story there. But then 4th round, we have Dylan Sampson, who is kind of the guy at the beginning of the season before Quinshawn Judkins came in. And I could see them doing a little bit more of a 1-2 punch next year, right? A little bit
For sure.
by committee. So I'm like, this is where I was like going in, when you like go into something disliking somebody and then you actually get to know them and you're like, hey, you're actually kind of nice. You know what? I misjudged you. This is a situation with Andrew Berry for me. Like, I don't know how long he's been the GM. Like, I don't know if I need to go back and look at other drafts. I'm just basing it on how it feels like none of their draft picks have manifested the last few years. But this draft he hit. Like, I think he did really well here.
That's all great. It's also just one draft, so I'll give it to him.
This is his first draft.
Knocked it out of the park with the draft.
This was his first draft, really.
Fantastic.
Okay,
happy for him. That's great.
What?
I'm just reading through his Wikipedia page here. He was responsible for the Deshaun Watson trade.
Okay, so this isn't his first draft. Sorry, I misunderstood.
Getting Baker Mayfield out of Cleveland and bringing in Deshaun Watson.
Okay.
So I think that alone should probably, I think it's the worst trade in sports history. And the fact that I was seeing reports within the past couple weeks that, yes, in fact, the Browns are planning to retain Deshaun Watson, and they are planning for him to play next season. That's what the report said. That's your guy, Andrew Berry.
Then go get rid of Shador then. He's done enough to be serviceable that at least trade him away and get some draft
because of Deshaun cap hit, man. His contract is just so insane. I think it'd be like $30+ million if they released him this offseason, but you can't do that.
Yeah.
So they're stuck, and it's this guy's fault.
Yeah, they're in hell.
Is he on the hot seat? I don't know. I think Kevin Stefanski is more on the hot seat than this guy.
Yeah.
But he very much should be. I didn't know Andrew Berry's name before today, but now I can put the face of the guy that made one of the worst trades of all time.
I didn't realize that it was him.
Alienated Baker, who we both love now.
Yeah.
So F this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Deshaun Watson. What was a worse move? Getting rid of Luka or acquiring like Luka Doncic or acquiring Deshaun Watson? What's the worst move?
It's acquiring Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, I agree.
Because that just kills your franchise for at least the entirety of his contract.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, last guy up here, and I already spoiled it earlier. JJ McCarthy. Get him out of Minnesota. Ship him off to the CFL. Let him go coach high school football. The guy's not good. I don't want to see another 9 meme again. Like, it's so bad. It's so bad. I don't even
I think
care
it's
about this last
hilarious.
week. I think he had 3 touchdowns this week. I don't care. It doesn't make a difference to me. He's not good, man. He's not good. What are we doing? I'm not a Minnesota fan. I have no stake in this game. The team I root for is not even in the NFC North. They're not even in the NFC. Why is this man your starting quarterback?
The fact that he has an alter ego that he himself has named and created, that's just the cringiest thing.
No, hey man, everybody knows all the cool people make their own nickname.
Okay,
Idiot.
9.
Yeah. This guy's
Go eat your Play-Doh or whatever.
man,
Uh,
I'm over
well,
it. I
shouts
think
out Quetzy for drafting this guy. This is who they wanted, so
think I think they at least next year consider, hey, we need to look at another option. Obviously, they're probably pending he stays healthy. They're going to finish the season with him because they're in hell anyways. They're not going to make the playoffs. I think next year they look at either acquiring somebody or trying to draft, but I don't even know who that would be available to them.
that's for the talent evaluators. Certainly there's somebody better than JJ McCarthy out there.
Yeah. It's like, okay, would you take Diego Pavia? Would you take Fernando Mendoza over JJ McCarthy right now? I don't know if I
Probably, yeah.
would. Really?
I
I
mean,
mean, look, JJ McCarthy's bad, but I don't think, some of these other guys maybe Fernando.
Pavia's not the answer. That dude wants to be Van Wilder and play football and quarterback in football for 10 years if he can.
You know what they need to do? They need to tank next year and they need to take Arch Manning.
Please don't say.
You don't want to hear that right now?
I don't want to see Arch Manning be a Viking, dude. That would be. I got nothing against the Vikings, but that does not fit the Manning profile.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, man. That was the hot seat. Let's get into some of the tip drill.
All right.
All right. So for our first game, Jacob, I'm gonna have you guess some jersey sales. So I'm just gonna do 2. It's not gonna be anything too difficult. I'm gonna have you guess the top 10, and this is going into the season. So this isn't like up to date. I don't think they take the counts until the season's done. So these are going into the season. The
Okay.
next one that I have is going to be all time. So I need to pull up my little answers here to make sure that I have them correct. Okay, cool. So for a little context, again, this is at the beginning of this season. So this is coming off an Eagles championship. This is coming off who won MVP last year? Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen.
Okay. Trying to think of other contextual things that would be helpful here, but I'll let you just go for it.
Yeah, I mean, off the top,
Saquon's number 1.
Josh Allen's got to be on there, and probably Lamar Jackson.
Josh Allen is there at number 4. Who'd you say? Jackson?
Lamar Jackson.
Believe he's number 8 right there. 3 for 3 so far.
I know there's a Cowboy on this list somewhere. Trying to think of who it could be.
There is not a Cowboy on this list.
No? Damn.
No. That was just surprising.
Jerry Jones is crying and wiping his tears with $100 bills. Number 2 should be easy. Is a big fan bases.
Let me know when you need a hint.
Give me a hint. I need something.
There is, Jesus Christ, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quarterbacks on here left.
Okay. Is Burrow on here?
Burrow's not on here. Actually, that's crazy. I thought Burrow would be selling jerseys.
Jaden Daniels.
Yes. That one kind of surprised me. He's number 3.
No. He had a great season last year.
Yeah, but I didn't think, he was a rookie last year, yeah?
Yes. Hurts has got to be on here, right?
Yep, Hurts is number 2. Nice.
So how many more quarterbacks on this list?
1, 2, 3. Keep in mind.
Mahomes.
Okay, Mahomes is number 7? Yes. Keep in mind, this is at the beginning of the season. And
Right.
it doesn't always have to be a player that has played before.
Rookie.
Who would you say, as a rookie quarterback, came in with just a ton of hype and a ton of
Is it
fans?
Shador?
Shador is number 5.
That's freaking crazy,
Isn't
dude.
that crazy?
That's
Bro didn't even
insane.
play for the whole,
That's
the first half of
insane.
the season. Yeah,
That's meme jersey sales right there.
absolutely, man. That's crazy.
Okay, so I got 2 more quarterbacks and 1 other skill position player.
No, you named Mahomes. So you have one more quarterback. One of these players is a defense player, and then one of them is a running back.
Is one of them Parsons?
No,
No,
Parsons.
you said no Cowboys on the list. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. At the beginning, it would have been Parsons. You're right. But no, Parsons is not on this list.
Myles Garrett?
It is not Myles Garrett.
No.
I'll give you another hint. I'll give you another hint for the defensive player. They were on the Eagles. Let me give you another hint.
Were on the Eagles?
No, they still are on the Eagles. They were on the championship team, is what I'm saying. Let me give you another hint. They're white.
It's freaking Cooper DeJean, right?
It's Cooper DeJean.
That's
at number
crazy
6.
too.
Yeah, I didn't think he had that type of pull, but
Okay.
that one's wild. So the
One
last two here.
quarterback?
Yeah, so the last two, number 9 is a quarterback, number 10 is a running back. You
Is
called
the running
him.
back Christian McCaffrey?
It is not Christian McCaffrey, but it is somebody that you called maybe the best running back in the league.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, Gibbs is number 10. That surprised me too. I didn't know, just Detroit, because usually these things are shit. I don't know if you saw who the answer was.
I didn't.
But with a lot of these, it's usually just who has the biggest market, right? Which is why I'm sure you said, "Hey, is there any Dallas players?" No, but yeah. Last guy, quarterback. I don't want to give you the city. Obviously, that would give it away. AFC West, and it's not Geno Smith. You got a 50-50.
Why am I freaking blanking here? Just tell me who it is.
It's Bo Nix.
That's stupid, man. That is so stupid.
I don't know,
That's
man.
dumb.
I don't know. I'm pulling, and I'll say before you ask, hey, who is the source here? There is a specific source that keeps track of jersey sales, but I'll tell you that there is no official source for jersey sales. So, not even the NFL keeps track of that to a point of knowing.
Imagine there's so many vendors and everything. It's just impossible to compile everything.
Exactly.
Without double counting and all that stuff. Yeah. Imperfect science for sure.
Exactly.
But this is an ugly list. I hate this.
Okay. Here is this is the all-time list, and I'm gonna be real with you. I got this from a TikTok. I'm gonna let some other TikTok guy do all the research. This is the 10 that he popped out, and I looked at it and went, "That looks about right," and then just trusted it.
So Tom Brady,
number 1.
Is Barry Sanders on here?
Barry Sanders is not on here, but I will admit, I remember seeing a bunch of Barry Sanders jerseys growing up. I lived in Texas, you wouldn't think.
Is Drew Brees on here?
Drew Brees is not on here.
Peyton
is also not on here.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting. Can I get a hint for number 2?
Why
am I blanking? Freaking the only quarterback that's coming to mind right now in my mind is John Elway, and
No.
Why? I saw something about John Elway earlier today. No, it's freaking.
We'll come back to it.
I cannot think of his name at the moment, and I just do not know why, but I know who it is.
Okay, so I'll give you one more hint. There's 3 more active players on this list, and they are all quarterbacks.
Mahomes is on here.
Mahomes is number 3.
Rodgers is on here.
Rodgers is number 6.
Is Stafford on here?
Stafford is not on here.
No.
But hey, buddy, let's talk about the Cowboys.
Aikman.
No, active.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Dak then.
It's your boy. Yeah, it's Dak. Yeah. Dak's number 4. That one kind of caught me by surprise.
That doesn't surprise me, man.
Let's see here. What other?
Can I not get this Niners quarterback? It's just not coming into my brain. It's one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
Hey, just skip it for now. We'll come back to it. That one's gonna kill you. Okay, number 7, running back. And I'll tell you this: older running back, like 80s. I'll give it away if you hear the team.
No. Hold on.
Okay.
Is it Marshall Faulk?
It's not Marshall Faulk. I think he was 90s. He was mainly
Eric Dickerson.
Ooh, that's a good guess. It's not Eric Dickerson though.
Give this one to me.
Okay. Bears running back 80s.
Walter Payton.
Walter Payton. Yeah, he's number 7.
That makes sense.
Let's see.
Are there any receivers on this list?
There's a tight end.
Gronk?
Gronk is number 10 here. Isn't that sick? Good for him.
That doesn't surprise me. Good for him.
Let's see here. Number 5 is a running back. Number 8 is a safety. Number 9 is a quarterback that you probably wouldn't expect. Like, who do you think?
Is Darrelle Revis here or no?
No, not Darrelle Revis. He's
Probably not going to get these, but the 49ers quarterback one is haunting me. Why can I not think about it at the moment?
Okay.
Like the name, it's the most obvious thing in the world, and yet.
Wait, can I eliminate some people for you?
Go for it.
Okay, so that 49er quarterback, it's not Colin Kaepernick, and it's not Joe Montana.
Joe Montana is who I would have guessed. So then really don't know who then.
That one.
If it's not Joe Montana, then I don't know.
Steve Young. Yeah. Yeah, I always okay, I'm sorry. When I think Niners quarterback, I also think Montana. I would have not thought that, Okay. Number 5, running back. Number 8 is a free safety. Number 9 is a quarterback. But, okay, the only hint that I'm going to give here is that I think he only played 1 year. Like, as in started a full season 1 year. And I'll give you one hint. Religion. Yes. Very strong in his faith.
It's Tebow.
It is Tebow. Tebow, man, was pushing jerseys like crazy.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay. Number 5, let me say running back, Auburn Tigers. Maybe one of the best running backs of all time. Definitely a best running back of all time.
Jim Brown?
It's not Jim Brown.
It's not Bo Jackson?
It is Bo Jackson. Yep.
It is?
Yeah,
Okay.
Bo Jackson. He went to Auburn.
I was like, did he go to Auburn? Couldn't remember.
If I'm wrong, then shame on me, but I'm pretty sure he did.
That surprises me too, because Bo Jackson did not have a long career either.
Now, this last one here.
Free safety.
Hair.
Palomalu.
Just Palomalu. Yep.
Duh.
You got it.
Hey, that's not bad. Dude, the Steve Young and Joe Montana thing, that blows my mind more than anything else on this list.
Do you like this list a lot better than the last one?
Yes. 1,000%.
Alrighty.
That was fun.
Yeah. All right. We'll end this bad boy with a draft, and we are going to be drafting AFC South. That's all. I love that. I don't remember who went first last time.
We never remember.
So we'll flip a coin. I don't have a coin. I'm going to flip this bottle cap.
You think
it'll line up or down? Down. Okay. Yeah, you go first.
I want Jonathan Taylor at running back.
Oh, you suck.
Yeah, boy.
Yes, and obviously with this one, we are going active players. I'm going to try to do this one without looking at any
the depth charts.
Yeah.
Shoot. Okay. Well, I'll try to do this.
You don't have to if you don't want to. I think I'm obviously Texans.
I'm going to go until I need some help.
Okay. Texans are obviously AFC South. I'm trying to see if I know my division well. I think I will go. Yeah, I'm going to get Stroud at quarterback. I don't think I like anybody else.
That's fine. Give me Sauce Gardner, Colts.
Man, that feels. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, they got him this season.
They did. Yeah, I forgot about that because they got him from the Jets in that trade, and the Colts traded away A.D. Mitchell, right?
Yep.
Longhorn.
That's right.
Everything always.
Not been doing bad with the Jets, honestly.
No, he's been fine. Let's see. Wide receiver. Damn, is it Nico Collins? No way Nico's the best in this division.
Probably.
He might be. Okay. I'll take Nico.
Yeah.
Then.
Probably.
Yeah. I'll take Nico.
Well, I will go with Jacoby Myers then, because I think he's the second best receiver in this division.
Also acquired at the trade deadline from Oakland. Yep. Yeah. No, he's good. He's been really good.
Yeah.
D-line, I'll go.
Don't you do it.
Well, I can't decide. There's two. They both play for the Texans. I'm trying to decide. But you're not you wouldn't take Anderson Jr. or Daniil Hunter?
Okay. Him and Will Leonard was not on my list. You take Will Anderson. I'll take Jeffrey Simmons on the Titans. Probably the only first team All-Pro on the Titans.
Okay. Is he? I'm sorry. Who is he?
Defensive end.
Okay. On the Titans. I must be.
Let me see what his stats are on the season.
You know what? I talked about this.
Yeah, 8 sacks, 1 forced fumble so far.
I think I talked about this before. I struggle with Titans because I feel like I never get to see their games. I said that about Cam Ward earlier in the season, where I was like, I just don't see his games often. So I can only go by highlights and box score versus actually watching film on him.
Jeffrey Simmons is one of those guys that's been doing it. He's been good at his job for many years now. I don't know that he's been on another team besides the Titans, but like one of the few really good pieces they have on defense.
Mm-hmm. I think running back, we're just really weak at this division, or in this division, outside of Taylor, obviously. I think I'll have to take Etienne.
That's fine.
I
That's
mean,
probably, yeah, that's your best bet, probably.
yeah, because I'm thinking like, okay, I don't want any of the stable of running backs for the Texans over Etienne, and then that would leave the Titans. And I don't know if I want Pollard. Yeah, I'll take Etienne.
I would take ETN over Pollard too. I am going to steal Aziz Al-Shair for linebacker.
You suck.
Because that dude's raw as...
I don't know if that's how you spell it. It's something like that.
Close enough.
Yeah.
2 A's, not 2 I's.
Okay, now I have to look at depth charts. I'm a little out of my depth. God, man. I'm telling you, once you get into wide receivers, this it's kind of bad.
Yeah, it's thin.
Yeah, yep. But that being said, I'll go ahead and I'll take Pittman Jr.
Good pick.
Yeah. It's just weak at that position in this division.
Yeah, the receivers are... This is tough. I'm looking at the depth charts now too.
It's light.
Who do I like? I don't know. A bunch of guys. I don't know, man. I can't take Calvin Ridley.
I mean, you absolutely could if you wanted to.
I mean, I could, but I don't think that's the move here. Let's see. Are there any good tight ends?
No, man. I'm telling you. Dalton Schultz.
But you know what? I'll take Tyler Warren.
Okay, that's not bad.
He's been at least good for a rookie tight end.
Consistent.
Yeah. I'll take Tyler Warren. I feel like that's...
Linebacker, since you took Al-Shair, I'm going to take our other guy. I'm going to need
Toto.
Toto, yep.
O? No, I think the O is singular. There you go. O apostrophe.
No, I'm looking at it on the depth chart. It's Oto. I mean, look, this is ridiculous if we're being real. But yeah, that's I think I got it there. Toto.
Man, this is a good old-fashioned American linebacking group here. Toto and Al-Shair.
And might I say, by the way, Toto was my X Factor guy for this season. And he's been pretty damn good.
Pretty good.
Okay. Quarterback. Dude,
all right, for quarterback, Phillip Rivers. No, I'm just kidding. Give me Cam Ward. I'm a Cam Ward truther.
Yeah, you know what? You're a Cam Ward guy. That's fine. So okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Defensive back, I don't care. Give me anybody from the Texans. You could give me Derek Stingley. You can give me Jalen Petrie, Kalen Bullock, Kamari Lassiter. I can't lose. Every single guy in their secondary is good. I'm gonna take Stingley though, just to like,
okay,
you know.
Yeah, he's the guy.
Look how many juniors I have. Oh, even Etienne is a junior, isn't he? So like, I have a lot of juniors. That was completely unintentional, but it works out. Who cares? No, this is good. Reviewing it, quarterback I have C.J. Stroud. Running back I have Travis or Trevor.
It's Travis. Holy crap! Now it's Travis Etienne.
There's both. Like there is a Travis and a Trevor in the league. I just can't remember.
No, wait, it is Trevor.
Jags.
It is Trevor.
Okay, Trevor Etienne. I have Nico at wide receiver. I have Pittman Jr. at wide receiver. Anderson Jr. at
I'm sorry, it's Travis. It's Travis that plays for the...
It is Travis?
It is Travis.
Who's Trevor play for then?
The Panthers.
Okay,
both cat teams, so that's why it's confusing.
Yeah. I'm going to start over. CJ Stroud for quarterback. The Etienne that we talked about at running back. I got Nico Collins and Michael Pittman Jr. at wide receiver. Willie Anderson Jr. at my edge. Henry Toto at linebacker and Derek Stingley Jr. at defensive back. What do you have, Jacob?
I got Cam Ward handing the ball off to Jonathan Taylor. Ooh, that's nasty. Throwing balls to Jacoby Myers and Tyler Warren. Big body. All knowers were no. I've got you beat here with Jeffrey Simmons at D-line. And then Aziz Al-Shair backing him up. And, of course, Sauce Gardner at the secondary. So doesn't matter who you're throwing to. They ain't catching it.
I don't know. I think Nico could. Actually, yeah, Nico did light up Sauce. So don't even give me that right now.
Okay.
But also, You can see the homer in my pick right now. I think what is this? One, two,
Absolutely.
three, four, five Texans on my roster here. This was a cheater's way out for me. Absolutely. All right. Let's get to the outro, do our picks. All right, yes, sir. Okay. So getting to our picks, I believe the most up-to-date scores. I am at 37 points. You are at 25 points. Obviously,
Keep it out.
we skipped last week, just some scheduling errors on my part. So we're gonna jump into this one. We each got our 4 picks as usual. Do you want to go first?
Sure, I can go first. I am going to stick with my convictions and my dislike for Raheem Morris. I think the Falcons are reeling, and I think they drop one to the Bucks this week. That's the Thursday night game. It'll be at Tampa Bay. I think Bucks don't really correct their season so much as just take care of business with Atlanta. I think they're the better team overall, despite their recent struggles. So give me Tampa Bay there. Homer pick of the week. My Cowboys taking down your J.J. McCarthy-led Vikings. I don't think there's much to say here. I just firmly believe the Cowboys are a better team. It'll probably be a closer game than I'd like, but we'll see. And then I've got what I don't really feel great about, if I'm being honest. Saints over Panthers. I just haven't been a Panthers believer. I think the Saints coming off the win. We talked about Tyler Shuck looking real athletic. I'm kind of interested to see what they can do, and I do believe that Kellen Moore is a good OC.
Mm-hmm.
So despite the Saints being a dumpster fire this year, I think they pull one over on Carolina here
It can happen
and kind of expose the Panthers a little bit
at home. Yeah,
at home.
absolutely, it could happen.
I get the feeling. Now I'm probably dead wrong. My upset for the week is Miami over Pittsburgh. That's the Monday night game. It's in Pittsburgh. I don't have a good reason for picking this upset at all, other than it just feels right to me.
And
Pittsburgh
you're a
are
massive Tua
frauds.
fan.
Yeah, and I don't like Tua, but I think Miami's on a little win streak despite of Tua. Like I think Mike McDaniels is good enough that he can make the team win while minimizing what Tua really has to do. So, that there's another one we can throw into a hot seat. Tua's gone after the end of the season, I think. But
I think so
yeah,
too.
give me Miami over Pittsburgh.
Nice. That's a good one, and I agree. I've enjoyed Miami's little run that they've had, and I'm like, okay, I can actually see them getting to 10-7, like finishing out the season
That would be, I don't know
undefeated.
about that, but
I mean, look who else they have on their schedule. It's not crazy to think of, right? Outside of the Steelers game, but the Steelers haven't looked.
true.
They've looked
Well, they
beatable.
play the Pats week 8, week 17, but outside, yeah, Steelers, Bengals, Bucks, Pats, like there are 3 winnable games there for sure.
Yep. My picks. I have the Giants at home over the Commanders. I believe Jaden Daniels is going to be out again with his elbow shoulder issue that he's had, and I think the Giants have not been great, but I think they've been serviceable enough to where they can win a game here and there. I think they do it here. Patriots
Is
at
it
home.
too early to call Jaden Daniels injury prone?
No, I mean yes, it is too early. It's one season, man. And he's
He didn't have an injury last season, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
yeah. No, that's what I mean. Like he was fine last season. This year he has had multiple injuries, but that's kind of one of those things. If you get injured at the beginning of the season, that shit lingers throughout the entire
True.
season, right? So give him
True.
a full off season. If next year he's dealing with the same stuff, yeah, call him injury prone, whatever. That's fine.
Dude, one thing we didn't talk about earlier, and I'm sorry to interrupt your picks,
Go for it.
but the fact that Indianapolis didn't have Anthony Richardson available. Do you remember why that is?
No.
He had like a severe injury that required like surgery with a workout band. And I don't know how recently this was. I feel like it's in the past like month or so.
With a
But
workout band, like
with a
one of
workout
the
band. Yeah, so that's why they had to bring in Philip Rivers, but it's
holy shit, I didn't know that.
great.
That feels okay. So that feels like an Onion article. Like he smacked
Right,
himself in the face or something.
right.
Crazy. I have Patriots at home over the Bills. That seemed odd. That I'm pretty sure that ended up being, if we looked at the point spread, I think that one was an upset too. I don't understand why, but I think technically they had the points for some reason. Yeah, Bills by 1.5. So technically an upset. We're not counting it as my upset pick, but yeah, Patriots have been rolling. I don't, yeah, and Bills have clearly shown that they can lose in interesting moments. They're not out of it. they're fine, but I think the Patriots are a better team here. This one, I think the Chargers go into Arrowhead and beat the Chiefs. I think they
Man.
shut the door on any playoff hopes that are remaining. I think we say, "Hey Chiefs, pack it up." I don't think the dynasty is dead per se. I think they load back up and come to compete in following seasons, but
For
I
sure.
think this specific season nails in the
Might be
coffin.
lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my upset, I have Broncos over Packers. I was kind of confused at this one as well, because I believe this is Broncos at home. They do well at home, pretty consistently. And I have been a hater of both of these teams for majority of the season, but I think I have a little bit more belief in the Broncos than I do with the Packers, even though it seems like they play to their level of competition. If they're playing the Raiders, they're going to win by a touchdown or a field goal. If they play somebody really good, they're going to win by a touchdown or a field goal. Like, it's so close, it doesn't matter who they play. So that's what I'm going with for my picks. Thank you, everyone, for listening to episode whatever this is. I want to say 15, doesn't matter.
14.
14. I am your host at Rick High Jr. Again, my co-host at JDubTines. Follow us wherever you can on socials at High Point Pod. And then, of course, you can find us wherever podcasts are found: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcast, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then, of course, watching us on YouTube right here, where you can actually play along with our games and, talk shit about our terrible picks that we make and try to guess some of the things that we do,
Yeah,
right
please
there
call
with
me an
us.
idiot because I didn't think of Steve Young or Joe Montana.
No, 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 no. I think it's fine. Again, thank you for listening, and that's it. We out.
Thanks, guys.